Hello. How you guys doing, man? It's been a crazy week. 3,000 of you watched that last week. I'm sorry it went as long as it did. It's just I had to get it all in at once, right? So I'm going to try not to be as long-winded this time. But yeah, it's gone crazy. Look, I'm glad you like it, man. That's the idea. I can't promise you fucking production values or nothing like that. I jam a Kano. Jamming a Kano worked for the Minutemen. It worked for a lot of the bands that I loved who came to play in my city by just fucking getting in a van and doing it and fucking living with poverty. I love those bands. So here I am, I jam a Kano. All right? This is the agenda. We've got how many things? We've got five things to talk about. First of all, I'm going to talk about the David Bowie Top 100 that Niall wrote. I'll go into that. Secondly, I got to go get it, so I'm going to have to get off camera. I knew I forgot to do something. I'm going to do a cartridge review of the Nagaoka MP200. Third, we're going to talk about new arrivals and Vinyl Me Please member store picks because Vinyl Me Please is sponsoring a section of this, and I'll go over all of that with you. Fourthly, we'll look at VJ news updates, new shirts. At the end, guys, I encourage you guys to interact here, right? So if you got some good questions or something, or whatever, Q&A, we'll see if that'll work. I'm not sure, man. It's only the second time I've done this. You'll have to excuse me. But if we can kind of like make it a group thing, that's amazing. From that group thing, I got two prizes for you, and they're both fucking brilliant. Same record, but two times, right? I'm going to have a copy of. Where is it? It's beautiful. Yeah, where are you folks? Where are the Nick Cave fans? Yeah, exactly. I fucking see the likes going up, of course. I got two copies of this for you guys, all right? Again, it'll be decided at the end who kind of gets it. So where do I start? Okay, you know where I start? Again, just give me a sec, okay, please? I had mentioned that it's been a crazy week. It has. I'm really like pumped about it because really good things are coming, guys. I promise. You have no idea where all of this is going. But Vinyl Me Please decided to sponsor these live broadcasts, and that's the coolest thing in the world. And I kind of wanted to tell you why. All right. I'm never going to sell my soul to anybody, so I ain't going to tell you something's good if I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to plug a product I don't believe in. If something is shit, I'm going to tell you it's shit. And if the sponsor decides to go elsewhere, I'm okay with that. Okay? You guys come first. I serve you. You are my customers, not them. Okay? They want to reach you guys. It's a fucking audience of 50,000. They want to reach you. So you guys are the ones that I take into consideration. I'm not going to spam the fuck out of this either. It's only my second run around here, okay? So give me a chance to work it out. But I'll try to kind of adopt the PBS style of sponsorship rather than, NASCAR. Which is to say that, mention it discreetly type of thing and do right by the sponsors, do right by you guys, and do right by me, okay? But real simple, okay, just for this broadcast, and it kind of turned out this way. This is what it is that I'm going to wind up talking about. It happens because of them. I can't buy everything, okay? So we'll be talking about this one. We'll be talking about this one. I will be talking about this one. And I will be talking, maybe raving about this one. So that's what sponsors bring to the table. They bring content, man. And I will hand pick the best fucking sponsors to make sure that you guys get the best, man. So, let's move on, right? I'm going to talk about David Bowie for a bit, all right? I guess I'll just hold these here, but look, a couple of months ago, VJ member Niall Colgan, wait a second, can I do something before that, please? Even more important than that, actually. Today's my wife's 49th birthday, and there is absolutely no human being that I adore more than her. I fucking worship you. I think you're the most wonderful human being I've ever met in my life. And I am so extremely fortunate to be able to be your husband and a father to our daughter. Happy birthday. All right. I don't got gifts, man. I'm sorry, but I can't possibly love you more. And none of this happens without you. You're my fucking rock. My rock. All right? Mushy stuff out of the way. I'm sorry. I'm going to go to another hero of mine, Niall. 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I don't even know when it started. He just started counting down his top 100 Bowie songs. Nobody made him. Just did it, right? And did it on his personal Facebook page. Now, it was fucking annoying because I kept getting tagged and messages kept coming up, and it's like, holy fuck, it's making me crazy. I'm sure some of you feel that way about Vinyl Junkies. If you do, turn off your notifications, man. So, no need for this to annoy you. So yeah, that was happening, But I would check in every once in a while, okay? I liked his stories. And then I realized where he was going with all of it, and to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure Niall is probably the only one who can confirm it with you, but I don't even think he knew where he was going with it. Okay, but it happened. All of a sudden we start realizing why David Bowie is so fucking important to Niall. Those of you that were around last year, one big VJ moment in our forum was the death of David Bowie. Lemmy had died just a couple of weeks before, and to me that was my hero, so I was devastated. And then Bowie fans. And, I'm a Bowie fan, but look, I got, 10 albums? I'm not a Bowie fanatic. I don't know the material that much. Okay, so maybe 10 albums, that kind of deal. I lost my train of thought. Okay, but I'll go back to Niall then. He started counting down. He didn't even know probably where it was going, but we start seeing why it matters so much to him. Okay, when Bowie died, there was an outpouring of grief from fans. Niall was on the thing all the time, and it's crazy how many Bowie posts went up. But you can feel the guy was hurting, During that time, he spoke to me and thanked me profusely for the forum. To which I said, "Are you kidding? Come on, man, that's the whole point. A forum is us. I'm not a forum. It's us. We make it." So what he did was he sent me 2 Bowie records, these here. All right? Now, if you guys remember, the ugly part of the whole Bowie thing is that the fucking vultures came out and people were trying to sell the thing at crazy prices, right? So this record over here was selling on, I don't do eBay and I don't care for any of it, but just to say, okay, just to make a point. This was selling for $800 US at some point. Because it's some special version, I don't know. He could have fucking capitalized on all of that. He could have kept it for himself. He could have done whatever. This is the copy he sent me. He sent this to me. And, what do you say to that? He sent me this one too. And, great pressing. Fantastic pressing. What do you say to an act of kindness like that? It's just, dude, fuck, I know what you sent me. It's crazy. But I never forgot it. So now, as he's telling me this top 100, it's only normal. I go to it. Every once in a while, I'd visit his page. I couldn't do them all. They were making me crazy. But at some point, I'd spot check and I'd notice that he'd start getting really personal. Sorry, man, I need a drink. He'd start getting really personal. He'd start discussing his own fears and insecurities as he delved into the fears and insecurities of Bowie. And he took us down a pretty deep, dark path that's intensely personal and fucking brave as hell, and right up to just it's phenomenal reading. All right, number 100's already been read about 1,000 times. If you guys aren't reading it, trust me, there's something there. It's not just Bowie lessons. Just trust me, okay? This deserves to go viral. You know why it deserves to go viral? Not because it's Vinyl Junkies. That's not the point. It happened way before Vinyl Junkies. This guy fucking poured his heart out into what he loved the most. And I was so moved by that. It's like, dude, we got to do something with this. This is fucking awesome. So I asked him to just give me all 100 of them, and I would put them on the website so that a bigger audience would read it. And that's exactly what happened, right? So like I said, number of the hundreds up to like 1,000 views, almost 1,000 reads. People don't even know what's in store yet. You guys don't even know what's in store yet. Some of us do, okay? But even you guys don't. You know why? Because I rewrote some of the stuff. I didn't take any of his words. Absolutely not. Okay? The message is all him. I just tried to kind of clarify it so that it reads better. And if there's any failure to it, blame it on me. Blame it on the person who rewrote it, not on the message, because the message is fucking amazing. Okay? So we put that up. Even those of you that have read the first one, including Niall, guess what? Including Niall. When he reads them and I post them every morning at 9 a.m., or Niall gets to read that for the first time also. Guess what, Niall? I can't ever repay you for this. Okay? When I started taking this on, I was tired this week, man. It's a lot of work. I like the work I do. I love it, but it's a lot of work. And doing these, and wanting to do justice by them, and understanding the meaning of it all. I wanted to do justice by the whole thing. Yeah, I lost my train of thought again. And I had asked one of our admins, and just a friend also, fellow VJ, Kim Skiles, hey man, do you think you can lend a brother a hand? It's just, I can't do all this, man. I gotta fucking do other things. And she stepped up immediately, right? Immediately. And it's just, she's been busy. So I started with 199 and 98 and 97. And by the time I got to 97, I realized I can't fucking edit this. I can't pass this on to anybody. I'm as intimately attached to this as just about anybody now, because I'm trying to fucking rewrite the guy's words, or trying to just kind of like be a ghostwriter of sorts or whatever. Okay. So that's what it is that we're doing, right up to 100. And Niall, honestly, that's the only way I know how to repay you for these. It's the only way I know how to repay you. I hope it brings you joy. I hope it brings you happiness. You're my fucking hero, man. You're a good, good, good man. And I salute you. Okay? So, we got part 1 out of the way. That's David Bowie. You guys, visit the website. You're going to see David Bowie all over the place. Start from 100. Go down. It's worth it, I promise. And I don't plan to stop with it either, eh? I fully expect it to go viral because it's that good. And if people don't take on it and understand that, then it's their fucking loss. But as far as I'm concerned, this should be picked up by fucking Upworthy and that kind of thing. Yeah, I think it's that good. At some points, definitely. So, anyway, I'm done, all right? 2. I'm going to get off screen for a sec. I got to go get the cartridge. We're going to do a Nagaoka cartridge review. Hold on. This is what you're saying? We're pros! You have it now. Okay, well listen, now I go. What do you want me to say? Sorry, man. Oh, actually, you know what? It kind of makes it funny, so I'm going to do it. What it is that I need to do is, I'm not using the proper thing here to fasten the phone and make sure that it doesn't fall while all of this is happening. So I actually used hockey tape on the sides to make sure that you guys know that I'm from Canada and I love hockey, and to make sure that the camera doesn't fall. Because we haven't had enough technical difficulties, we need more! We need more! Nagaoka cartridge review. You see it? It's mounted actually on a Soundsmith head shell. Amazing head shell, the best one yet. This is it, alright? This is how my review is gonna go. Let me just move to my notes. Okay. The cartridge that this replaced was the Orthophone 2M Blue. I know a lot of you guys have the 2M Blue or the red, so you have an idea of what that cartridge is all about, and you know that it's a performer, right? Good metal cartridge, especially. Okay. Now, the thing is that, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm becoming an old fart. I've long been a jazz guy, but over the last little while, I've gone classical crazy. I love classical, I love opera, and I listen to it as often as I can, you know. So, I wanted a cartridge that brought that out. The thing is that I'm always going to listen to heavy, abrasive music, so I needed something that would just give me Orthophone Blue or better performance. Anyway, I chose this cartridge, right? So the deal is this. What the selling point was perfect for jazz and classical. Perfect. What can I say about the cartridge? It's got exceptional mids, okay? As a jazz cartridge, you can't get any better. It's like vocal jazz sounds beautiful. I tried it on an original mono Joe Stafford record and couldn't believe it. Tried it with an Ella record, tried it with Louis Pops. I tried it just, it's a beautiful jazz cartridge. One of the best I've ever heard, okay? One thing that I didn't care for too much is soundstage, okay? Cartridges sometimes, soundstage is basically this, right? How much does a sound kind of like take different places? In a good cartridge, you can kind of hear where the mics are placed, and you can kind of hear where the instruments are being played, okay? And sometimes you get a nice big sound stage, and sometimes you don't. This didn't have the biggest sound stage. It wasn't terrible, but I've heard better. I was a bit disappointed on that end because I expected more. Anyway, not a deal breaker, not a deal breaker at all, okay? So now I put it through my music. By the way, Anthrax is here, so we may be interrupted by Anthrax. So I put it through the runs, right? I put it through different music, and we all have our reference records. I got my reference records. So let's see what he could do here. What did I bring out? Oddly enough, none of these are my reference records. I didn't prepare my reference records. Anyway, no big deal. I checked out metal. One of the first things that mattered. In terms of jazz and classical, guys, best cartridge I've ever played. It's beautiful. It's really, really amazing. Okay? Metal. Too precise a cartridge for metal. This thing is like a fucking surgeon's tool. It's like a surgeon's scalpel. You hear everything. Okay? The deal with a lot of punk or metal is that shit budgets, shit recording, right? And you hear all of it. So I dropped the needle on Motorhead, and I realized that that fuzz actually really hides the fact that fucking Phil Taylor was a terrible drummer. Holy shit. Listen, man, I've been a Motorhead fan forever, but that drum playing, rough. But, you know, on the Orthophone 2M Blue, you kind of hear it all together, and it's like, it kind of hides all that. So that was missing. Then I went to hip-hop. Beautiful presentation. Everything's nice, right? The two records I went to is Pete Rock, Soul Survivor, and what was the other one? Oh, yeah, D'Angelo. Sorry, I should have prepared it. D'Angelo's last one, because on D'Angelo's last one, there's the second song. I forgot what the name is. it's got this really heavy, rumbly bass, right? So I wanted to see how it would handle that. Full bass, but too precise. I'll explain what I mean. What I mean is that the Nagaoka MP200, that's the cartridge I'm talking about, handled the bass. It was good, but you know the type of bass where it's like you fucking feel the air coming at you. It's like it's displacing air. That wasn't happening. That dynamic, that boom bap wasn't there. You know, I expected to hear boom bap from a Pete Rock record. So, didn't like it. Then, I move on. I'm looking for the brown notes now. Let me have a drink, and I'll explain. Maybe it's an act of self-torture, but whenever I review a piece of equipment, I always look for the brown note. And the album I always go to, always, is Sub Pop Earth 2. You know, blue and white. I wish I had it. I would have shown it to you. It'll come up again because that's my reference record, Earth. Because that goes so low in the bass that it hits the brown note. By the time you're done, you feel like vomiting and shitting your pants. It just... it's like, oh, you know, you feel like... it makes me nauseous. Okay? Not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But yeah, that's Earth, right? Now, I tried it with the cartridge, and it took 4 songs before I got nauseous. With the Orthophone 2M Blue, it took 2 songs. So, the brown factor goes to the Orthophone Blue. This takes a little long. It took twice as long to make me want to shit my pants while listening to Earth with the Nagaoka. Alright, what else? Oh, yeah, check. This here, I actually tried it on a turntable that a lot of you have, and a very popular turntable, and it's still a huge seller. The turntable I'm talking about is the Audio-Technica LP 120. ATLP 120. You know, you can feel free to put the thumbs up. I know a bunch of you have it. You're going to hate me. I put this thing on. That turntable already began sounding like shit. Especially if you use the preamp. It's utter fucking garbage. But I put this on and it sounded even worse because it just fucking completely magnified the fact that it was a hollow piece of shit. It's a fucking piece of plastic garbage. And you heard it, and it's like half a song in, it's especially bass. It's like, no man, I can't listen to this anymore. It's like listening to it through a wind tunnel. So, big fail with the Audio-Technica LP, whatever, 120. That turntable, change it, no good. Okay, so I was kind of ready, I'm almost done. I was kind of ready to kind of say, you know, to be honest with you, it's a good cartridge. I really like it. I love the precision and all the rest, but I gotta say, from the low end, I'm not liking it. And then, Jeff lent me a Technics 1200. Okay, permanent loan. Thanks, Jeff. So, he lends me a Technics 1200, 1210. So, you Technics kind of like, you know, steel wheels guys, I put it on that, mounted on that head shell that I had. Where the fuck is it? Right? With the soundstage. Better head shell, by the way, on the Technics, most definitely. So, yeah, I put it in. Every single complaint that I had when I was using it on my Rega P3 disappeared immediately. It sounded amazing. The bass, all of a sudden, it had that kind of like gravity, you know, that it was just kind of like moving air. It felt like a pool party when you put that on. It handled the highs better and tighter. Straight up, it was a better turntable and a better match. At the end of the whole thing, I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe the problem was that the cartridge wasn't such a great match on the Rega P3, because when I put it on the Technics, it was fucking simply brilliant. So yeah, that's my review of the Nagaoka MP200. Good, bad, and ugly. Sorry to those, you know, about the Audio-Technica thing. Sorry, man, I tried. Not trying to insult anyone. Better turntables out there. and change your preamp. Your preamp, that internal preamp. You're better off listening to CDs than listening to that. Okay, yeah, real simple. Okay, no. All right, vinyl talk, vinyl talk, vinyl talk. Sorry, I'm going on with my notes. Like I said, not professional, right? Right. Vinyl talk. Vinyl Me Please is their web store is opening this Tuesday. Some of this stuff is in there, and that's where it is that I'm going to get my stories from. Okay, first off was, I think this is probably completely sold out, the new Father John Misty. Real nice packaging. Okay, it's got this plastic thing. Good, bad, and ugly, right? See this plastic thing? Really nice. Can I tell you what happens to these plastic things from experience? They crack. They turn to shit. So all of a sudden you've got a museum piece that you got to handle with kid gloves. It looks beautiful, but not very utilitarian. Beautiful covers, right? It's got this sleeve over here where you put the thing in, and right? It's got a nice poster. It's got actually gorgeous looking records. Did I bring those? I didn't bring them. We jam a Connell, man. So yeah, the records are absolutely... Oh, that's because the records are inside. Yeah, I'm going to show you what the records look like, because they're awesome. As my cat, Anthrax, is chewing his crotch right behind this camera. Check this, dudes. Is that freaking insane, right? Looks nice. Okay, so yeah, that's product, right? Product's a little too fancy for me. I mean, it's nice, but honestly, when you just want to listen to the music, sometimes it's a fucking problem. The music itself, how can I say... Okay, look, Father John Misty. I guess I should carry the album or something. What should I do? What do the professionals do? What does Anthony Fantano do? How does he handle this? So yeah, right? I didn't want to like this guy. I didn't want to like this guy. Fact, it's just... He looks like he tries too hard. The whole fucking hipster beard and his fucking mannerisms. He's so affected, you know. And then you remove his hipster beard and he's got the fucking ironic mustache and he's got the fucking movements and shit. And people tell me this guy, oh, he's amazing live. Now, I haven't seen him live, so I can't talk. All I can say is that, you know, I've watched one of those over-under things, and I've seen him live, and I don't think I want to see him live. It's just the pretense feels strong, and it would be really funny if I spoke to him and that would come up. But you know, there's my friend Emily, who's told me that you know, she suggested that the whole thing is a put on. In which case, if it's a put on, Father John Misty, you're amazing. Okay, so the fact is, no, to me, the whole thing, it looks like it's just a fucking hipster douchebag. All right. Then you drop the needle on the record. Now, Father John Misty was former VMP Album of the Month, so they brought it, and I heard the Beatles thing, and I liked it, and then the songs really began getting to me, and I realized, as a matter of fact, if you do a search in the forum, you'll see I did do an early review of the Father John Misty. The songs just kept coming back, and I realized his wordplay, his instrumentation, is like, okay, well, fuck, ultimately I'm listening with my ears, not my eyes. And it was just awesome. So I took the music and I used the download codes to put it on a key. What it is that we did all that summer, my daughter and I, is we'd go get an ice cream together, just so that we can kind of chill out, right? So we'd always have that music. And of course, there's one song in the Father John Misty thing that's Honey Bear. No, is that the one? Oh no, and the Malapops make me wanna fucking scream, right? That part. Now, she's what, 2 years old at that point? So it's like, it's the first time that she's hearing these swear words, and I'm kind of laughing at it, because it's like, you know, I want to expose her to hip-hop, or, you know, she's not ready for NWA. I'm not sure any of us are, as good as it is. But, you know, so she always, there was always that connection. And we'd play the album every time we'd go for ice cream. and we'd play the album poolside, and my wife was there, and when my loved ones would come, it was part of the mixtape. It was there. It soundtracked an amazing summer. Okay. Then this came along, and same thing, man. You listen to it. I'm not going to tell you. The guy's got magic in his pen. It's a pretty special artist. I'm still not convinced I want to see it live because of the rest. I don't need to see it, maybe. Or maybe I'm just wrong. But, man, I can't argue with the music. It's gorgeous. It's, his lyrics are detailed. It's not like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, the Beatles are amazing. But you know what I'm saying? It's not like beat on the brat with a baseball bat. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. He's like going into these pretty full sentences and somehow putting it and working it within a beautiful melody and making it all come out sounding nice with strings in the back and piano. And it's like, dude, man, if you're the one putting this all together, it's like, hats off, man. This is amazing. So I'm listening to this and I realize I'm going to be listening to this all summer. All summer. As a matter of fact, it's become part of the family thing because it's one of the first albums where it's like, I've already told my daughter, hey, dude, guess what? I got the new Father John Misty record, so I'm going to put it on the mixtape. We're going to listen to it. So she already knows it's the first time that my daughter and I are doing the follow-up album thing, you know? So yeah, very cool. That's why this rocks for me. I need a drink. What's next? Funkadelic. Funkadelic. This is in their member store also. This record is freaking amazing. It's actually Tidal Waves Music are also sponsors of ours. They're the ones who put it out. They're the ones who also put out all those Link Ray records from the 70s that are uber hard to find. They just re-released them. Good label. So, this is in the member store, and you want this record. It's a double LP. It was taken direct from the soundboard in 1971. Okay? And, I mean, for those of you who know the history of, you know, Parliament Funkadelic, you know that they got fucked every which way, right? They didn't get paid, and their manager was shady, and so forth. So the manager recorded this thing with the idea that, hey, I'm going to put the entire thing out. It didn't come out, and then eventually it came out on CD. Now, and it came out actually, I think, in the 90s on vinyl, but still, this is something that I've had in one form, not like on bootleg. I've had it since 97, maybe. And I have the concert on VHS tape because I was a maniac for fucking especially Sly and the Family Stone and P-Funk. Just, I could not get enough. I got it all of it. So, I had this because bootlegs, it's like getting it on records. I wasn't collecting vinyl at that point. I was full on into CDs, and it's like it wasn't available on CD. So, I had the concert on VHS tape, and finally I got the thing on vinyl. 20 years after the fact, but same fucking thing. The deal with this record, okay, recorded in 71. Two of their members disappeared. One of the guitarists had trouble with drugs, right? So acid, LSD was really fucking him up. He had to leave the band. So he gets replaced. By the way, it's not Eddie Hazel. Eddie Hazel is all over this record, man. So, guitarist gone. The drummer disappears too. So who do they replace him by? Fucking Tyrone Lampkin, who was the house drummer for the Apollo Theater. Hardcore fucking, R&B type drummer, real tight. The thing is, he plays nothing like the guy before, whose name I completely forgot, but it's not in my notes, so again, I fucked up, but I do know the drummer's name. I couldn't memorize it by heart. But yeah, the other drummer was way more kind of like Acid. Two completely different styles. Okay, they hadn't rehearsed at this point, so it was only a couple of shows in. They didn't even know they were being recorded. And you could hear the stops and starts, and Yeah, Tiki Fullwood's the name of the drummer. You know, and you can see the kind of like they're trying to figure it all out. And at one point, George Clinton even says, "We got a new drummer here tonight, Tyrone. We're gonna get it together anyhow, and we're gonna pee on your afro." You know, so they kind of like still make it a pretty funky moment. Bernie Worrell really keeps the whole thing together. Just the organ really just ties the thing together, and because, well, Bernie Worrell is a genius, and Eddie Hazel is all over it. So yeah, in terms of musically, they hadn't found their stride yet, but it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Unless it's going to be your first Funkadelic record, then maybe it's not phenomenal. I don't know. Nick Cave, the Boatman's Call. That's the next one. This is the giveaway prize, right? This is my first Nick Cave vinyl. Ironically, I've seen the guy live. I used to have Murder Ballads on CD, and I've heard him on PJ Harvey stuff. That's the extent of my knowledge. It's just, you can't buy everything, and it's just one of those artists that got away. But I always knew his catalog is good. Finally, I got it. And of course, I dropped the needle, and it's phenomenal. You don't need me to talk about that. VMP exclusive pressing. I don't know how many copies. 1,500 maybe. I don't know how many copies they pressed of this, but quality wax. 2 of you are getting on this. Make comments good, Q&A, whatever. We'll find winners. 2 copies, okay? Amazing record. It's available. And finally, no, there's 2. This guy needs to come out. Dudes. Selda. This record here you need. I guess she's, folk? She's folk if there's fuzzed out guitars and just fucking crazy psychedelics happening in the background. And she's got one of these crazy voices that makes this, it's the record where, like, if you invite conservative house guests over, you know, the kind you make salad for, it's not a knock on vegetarians, I'm cool with salad, but you'll freak them out, man. It's weird. As a matter of fact, if you want a jumping off point, Erkin Koray, who's been described as the Jimi Hendrix of Turkey, listen to it and you'll know why. That's very much a jumping off point in terms of sound. These are both Turkish artists that I've seen this thing in this record store, Old Francois Tour, the store I go to, so many times. I've picked up and put it down so many times. So they sent it to me, and I'm well chuffed because jump all over it. It's amazing. Oh, and Finders Keepers, good label, quality stuff. So you're not fucking around. I can't really talk much about Fiona Apple because it wasn't in my wheelhouse. This is actually the first time I've heard the album. I recognized the singles. I liked them. After listening to the whole thing, I realized that she's got a bluesy thing. Cool, but I'm no expert, right? But I know some of you love it. This is what it looks like, man. The vinyl is simple black vinyl, but cool. Last one. They have this for sale. This is not from the web store. This is Light in the Attic. One complaint that I've always had with Vinyl Me Please with their web store is that they don't give you any information on who presses the records, and that's hugely important because it makes a difference, right? This is a Light in the Attic release. Light in the Attic is something I'll buy without a problem because they deliver consistent quality. It's my favorite label. I love it. Okay? Light in the Attic. I need you to sponsor me. Please. Please. I've spent $1,000 on your entire Lee Hazelwood thing. So, somebody wants to know about the Vinyl Junkies t-shirts. You're going to know, dude. It's coming. Thanks for your patience, dude. The record. This is the Light in the Attic thing, and it's really awesome. And I'm not sure if it's the same pressing as the original as the one that they have in the VMP store. But if it is, you're getting top quality all the way. Okay? Yeah. Sorry, guys. I gotta fucking shut off somebody because somebody's being a ball buster. Alright. So, Digable Planets. News and updates. News and updates. Shirts. Some of you wanted to know about the shirts. Here's where I answer your question. I know some of you haven't gotten your shirts. We're sorting all of that out right now. We're not a professional organization. Members, Jessie Lynn sends out the shirts, and she went and picked them up for me. And when things don't go right, we're the ones who catch shit. But the thing is one thing we try to rely on, we hope, is that community makes it so that you guys understand it, you know. I don't have a customer service, okay? The fucking pennies that we make on these shirts, okay, guess what? We pay the artists. It's about making you guys happy. So, you know your complaint there, dude? Go fuck yourself. You're an asshole. Straight up. There's a nicer way to say things. Try it next time, right? I'll refund you money for your shirt. Now fuck off my forum. New shirts are coming next week. Bags are also being made, and this is really fucking cool. Okay, we're gonna make record bags. I don't have any to show you, but it's basically those cloth bags. The Vinyl Junkies zombie out front. The back will be Vinyl Me Please logo. Okay, beautiful bags that we're going to sell for cheap because we just want to do something nice. That's really what it's about in this case here. Okay, artists will get paid commission, a lifetime commission, lifetime, for every single time that their image is put on a product which is sold. This is my promise to you. This is about supporting the artists. I am committed to that to the day that I die. Every artist, you are supporting the people who are putting the art on the shirts. So Meryl Wudick, she's going to have the shirt. You know, the Life Has Surface Noise. She's the artist behind that. I pay her for her art because she deserves it. Martin Donders, he's the guy who's behind the zombie and most of the art, the cat and most of that stuff. He gets paid a lifetime thing on that as well. It's about supporting each other. It's about our community. So we're going to get back to you. We'll give you a refund if you want it. No problem, man. No problem. No one's out to fuck you, I promise. Okay? As a matter of fact, if anything, Jessie Lynn, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for doing this. I wanted to pay her for it. She didn't want money. Okay? That's the kind of person delivering your shirts. Okay? These are the fucking salt of the earth, the best. So yeah. The distraction got me from talking about what I don't like about the VMP store. I'll talk about that another time. It's no biggie. I guess now I should maybe give some shit away. Did I talk about everything? I did. Oh yeah, next week, by the way, I'm going to talk about the Alice Coltrane. I'm going to talk about Alice Coltrane most probably, and that may lead in a bunch of different directions because I adore Alice Coltrane, and there are a bunch of stories that I can tell there. It was supposed to happen this week, but the record that VMP was supposed to send me, just put out by Soundway. Okay, David Byrne's label. He put out William Onyebear. Fantastic label, fantastic artist, blah, blah. They're putting out, I think, 3 volumes. I don't remember exactly how many, but of Alice Coltrane's private tapes. This stuff, of course, was never put on vinyl. Very, very limited. It's stuff that existed only on private tapes that were sold, recorded from her ashram temple, and sold to the people who attended. So, the rarest of the rare. I haven't heard a single note of it because I need to hear it on vinyl. To me, that needle drop, it needs to happen. So I couldn't talk about it, but I'm hoping next week I can talk about Alice Coltrane because talking about Alice Coltrane is fucking awesome. She's that good. Now, I asked Eric to give me messages to see who wins the prizes. This is the time we're at. I went over. Sorry, guys. We got two winners. We got two winners. Keith Cowell, you're getting a record. Jeff Mello, you're getting a record. I haven't yet figured out how to do the Q&A thing, so I'm not going to do it now. It's not because I don't want to get to it, but it's only our second go-around, you know, but it'll get better, all right? Sorry for losing my temper at that douchebag, but you know what? Frank Zappa, during an interview at one point, had said, you know what? Sometimes the right thing to do is just to tell somebody to get fucked. There's no other way to say it. Fuck the assholes of the world, man. Be good to each other. Love each other. Let's just fucking be positive. Alright, guys. Done talking. Done. Hope you enjoyed it, alright? Love you all. Peace.